Okay, a couple minutes later, I just pulled the chimney off of here. As you can see, it's a little bit of reduction going on in this kiln now. And I can actually peer down. If I stand back, I can peek down in that hole and I can actually see my cone, so I'm actually happy about this. I didn't know if this kiln would get up to temperature with that big gaping hole in the top, but it looks like it might. So it's been about 15-20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes now. So I'm going to give it a little more gas and see if I can't get this thing up to temperature within a half hour or so. And I'll keep my eye on that cone now that I can see it. Okay, half hour. Actually about 25 minutes gas off. I think I hit about cone 6. That's a 5. That's a 0.5 in there. So the glaze was looking a little shiny. And there it is in the barrel, reducing now. So my first Raku at night to boot. And we'll see what happens. I wish I had some small containers. I just kind of toss them all in there. And we'll see what happens. Alright, so I guess what I'll do real quick is I'll show you about my Raku tongs. I made these tongs today for about $8.25. All it is this 3/4 inch bar stock. You get it at the Home Depot. It comes in, I don't know, they got to be 36-inch lengths, maybe a little more. And basically, 3/4 of the way down, actually about maybe a fifth of the way down, I put a twist in it. And then I put a little twist, a little bend in it this way, and then a kind of a half moon bend so I can get under parts. And the fourth thing I do is I put a bend in it this way. So all I do is stick it in a vise, a pair of channel locks to put this twist in it. I just drilled a hole here and bolted it together, obviously. And then kind of bend them around until I get them where I want them to. And they worked out really well, actually. I was a little surprised. You see Raku tongs for $30, $40, $50, $80. I can't see it. So, like I said, I went to the depot, about $8, $9, and about 10 minutes worth of work made up my set of Raku tongs. All right, so my stuff here is still in the barrel reducing. You can't see it. I took off that cover and it burst into flames in there, so I put the cover back on. I'll let that reduce down and cool off. I'm debating whether or not to plunge these into water. I'm leaning towards no. Some of the clay I have in there is, a couple pieces are heavy grogged Raku clay. A couple pieces of, actually one piece of just regular earthenware clay, which I read is actually very well with Raku. And I think there's a couple pieces of stoneware in there, so I don't know how they'll react if I put them in water. So pretty sure I'm just going to let them sit in that bucket until morning. Pop that cover and see how they are, and show you guys how badly or how good they are in the morning. Okay, my first Raku firing yesterday, the kiln went well, but the pots did not come out good, at least in my opinion. These are forms that I had thrown probably 8 months ago or so with the intention of doing Raku. Back then, never finding the time. So I took these forms, like I said, from 8 months, 10 months ago, and glazed them in glaze and fired them. The chunky forms, I don't like them. I'm way past this point now. But I figured I'd test out the glaze and the kiln with these since I knew I didn't like them. One thing I found is the glaze I used was too thick and had some pretty bad pinholing just about everywhere. And on this pot, I don't know if you can see all those holes. This was a heavy grogged Raku clay. A lot of pits in it after I trimmed it, and put the glaze on too thick, which caused them not to go soak in, just kind of skin over and then everything pinholed. This is that same Raku clay, very thick, a lot of pinholes. Same thing with this bottle. The glaze melted, but I had to change the glaze. I didn't have the correct frit, so the frit I used on this glaze actually fires at a couple hundred degrees hotter. So I don't think these reach full melt, and they're a little matte, but they did crackle here and there. So the crackle's alright. It's just it's kind of a matte glaze. I don't like it. I wish it was a little shinier. And this one here, I just obviously didn't dip that top, so it's all black from in being in the reduction chamber. So that was my first Raku firing, basically as a kiln test, and very happy with the kiln. But these pots will see the hammer. I don't like them. Another thing I did a couple weeks ago was a pit fire. I did a barrel fire, and these forms I like better. That one in the end, this one here I'm not too keen with. Two of these pots came out really nice. Three of them kinda. I had to refire this one and this one twice because they had no color or interest on them. And then the second time I fired them, has a big burn mark here. A little bit of flashing from the salt I put in the kiln. All I put in it was rock salt in this firing. So this one has a little bit of color down there. A little bit up there. This pot got some drastic color on this side, which I kind of like. I wish that this had this color all over it. That would be nice. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So and these are the last two forms, which I thought came out pretty well. I like this form, and then it has a nice color on it. Pretty much 3/4 of the way around. And it starts up again over here, so I like that one a lot. It's got some browns and some yellows, and a bunch of it turned gray. And this is the last one. This is another form. I like the way this one came out throwing wise, and the color on this one's nice as well. It's got black and gray. It's got a cool little star pattern there. I don't know where that came from. So this one's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. So out of my barrel firing, I got 2, maybe 3 that are decent, and then the other 2, those 2 right there, I don't like. They'll probably see the hammer or give them away to someone. So these alternative firings have been fun. It takes a lot to get them, and I've never done a Raku firing in person. I've only seen videos of them. So for my first Raku firing by myself and not knowing anything, these are not horrible, but definitely I know what to do next time. I'll mix that glaze up with the right frit, and I think I'll use some earthenware clay. This is just a straight regular studio earthenware clay, that's smooth body clay, and it made it through this Raku process pretty good. This one's thrown really thin, and it held up surprisingly well. Whereas this is that Raku clay, I threw them really thick and they're really groggy. And I gaffed my finger on a 5th one. It was a bowl that was, I don't know, just kind of a bowl you just put in your middle of your table for decoration and whatnot. And that one actually cracked off in my hand while I was washing it in the sink. Gaffed my finger up. So that was a drag. It wasn't much prettier than these, but it would have been another piece just to kind of look at and study and see what I did wrong. So, but anyway, that's it, and thanks for watching.